yet again to another episode of Women in Business on Smart 24 TV. I'm Kem Chadorin, and we're delighted. Not only do we get to highlight the inspiring journeys of women in business, but we're also very keen on mentorship. We're very keen on linkage to resources, as well as their unique perspectives. Today, on this episode, we have an amazing woman, amazing young woman. She's been doing this for quite a while. She's known, she's good at her game, and we introduce Asha Batenga, founder, CEO of Kekli Uganda. Asha, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're quite out there, but you're elusive as well. Tell me why.
I just have like two personalities.
Yes.
There is this personality that is the calm personality that it's hard to believe.
Yeah.
And then there is this other personality that is so bubbly and talkative and I can talk and drop.
And we celebrate you the way you come. Today, we celebrate her the way she comes because this is women. This is not just women in business. We are very keen on who you are as a person. Who you are, what drives you, what ticks you, who is Asha Batenga? And how did you start anyway? How did you start?
It has been quite a journey for me. I have done like so many different things before baking, and it's hard for me to explain my baking journey without telling you like my past. Like how I arrived at being the entrepreneur and being a baker. For quite some time, I have been an entrepreneur, but you know, when you're younger, you can't define yourself. Like so when you're in high school. In high school, I was that person who would get you what you can't get. In case you want, like, say, a top, it's Asha to get you that top. If you want a certain shoe and you fear going downtown, Asha is your person.
That was high school?
That was high school. Good enough in primary, I was in Nakasero. And I knew my way around town. Because when you're a Nakasero child, you have to know.
We actually used, as in Kitanti, so we used to say you are the streetwise. The Nakasero kids were streetwise,
exactly.
Right? Because they knew every different facet, and they would come and get you. They were very competitive.
Very competitive. So in high school, I was that person who used to get you what you want. I also had discovered that I had skills of plaiting hair. I would plait people's hair and get paid. My motivation would be getting the money.
Really?
So because I used to plait my own hair. I am so good with my hands. Like, it's a gift.
How way back was this?
If I tell you, you'll know my age. And I'm already 25.
Okay. Just give us a rounder view. This was from P5 to P7.
Okay,
this was from P6 to P7.
No, like now for plaiting myself, it was like from P2. From P2, I would just play with my hair and plait it. So when I got to high school and I had natural hair, I said like plaiting myself, swaz, what? And then everyone would be like, I want that hair. And I'd be like, I can plait it for you.
For a cost.
Yeah, so I would do that for all my friends, nothing free.
Yeah.
I plait to give me money. So that is like, I think how I discovered that I loved money.
You loved money. From way back.
From way back, I used to love money. And I'll be that person, there is trade show, Asha would organize. As long as I know I'm making some money, I would always get in. And there is a movie and we want to watch, Asha will ask for money and make the connections.
Really?
Yeah.
So you were literally hunting it down, and the money was following you from what you had seen. So it was two-way.
It was two-way, but I think like when you're still in high school, you don't know the value of money. You just get it, give it away, get it, eat it, get it like that. Yeah.
But at least you were able to touch it.
I would touch it.
You felt it. But you also had that, because confidence is just like layers, right?
Yeah.
The more you get out there into that space, the more you get remunerated for it, the more you want, the more confidence you get.
Exactly.
Yeah, and as for you, you started it way earlier.
Way early. And I remember I used to tell my friends in school that in my senior 6 vac, I will get a job and work. And everyone would always laugh of like, even people from university
Yeah.
don't have jobs. And you,
Yeah.
who is like from
Just
senior
out,
6
fresh
and
out.
year, so it would be funny, but I don't know, but I knew 100% I had to work. That was like maybe that silent calling where you know that you have to work and you have to get money.
Yeah, let's backtrack a little bit, because okay, we are not very clear with the year, yes, with the age, but we can just assume. And we know that during that time, more or less, it wasn't like as vocalized as it is right now about the girls working. It really wasn't. Was it something that you grew up in, the system, the setting, that encouraged girls to get out and work, or it's just a personality thing?
I think it is both. My personality is I like working. Like I'm that workaholic. And then the other thing is I was raised by a single mom.
Oh, yeah.
And like she did everything she could to
Put
make
food on
sure
the
that
table.
we are fine. A family of 6 children is not easy.
What?
And I would really like it started on like I never wanted to disappoint my mom. I needed like to do something for myself, and seeing her like do everything she could to provide. So that was like my first motivation in life.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
seeing a woman move, and I'm a woman, I had no excuses. Yeah.
That's humbling.
Yeah.
It's humbling. But when you get into that environment, yes, it just becomes part of you.
Yeah.
It just becomes part of you. So it's just automatic. In most cases, anyway. It's just automatic that you get to think like this. So tell me, you talked about you dabbled a little bit in this and that. When did the cake thing really get a grip on you?
Now, from my high school, then I joined, before I joined university, I had a job. I worked in my work.
Yeah.
I worked
what?
like, I was a waitress.
Yeah.
I was a waitress. I was working in a coffee shop. It was in Workers' House.
Yeah.
So from there, I went into hotel. From there, I started a small shop with a friend in one day. Another, that was university time.
Yeah.
When I had just started in. Then after, I got also my own shop. Then after, I went into NGO work.
Yeah.
Then I went into employee.
Firstly, what were you selling in that shop? This is campus, right?
Yeah.
What were you selling? A little bit of everything. Was it on the you know on the main Wandegea street? Was
Yeah,
it
it was
up?
Wandegea. It was Wandegea where the lights are.
Yeah.
There was like this container where we used to have women's stuff, shoes, then gifts. Like you would see what the campusers are asking for.
Before the stuff was, before the new building came up, the market?
It was like a bit under construction.
Oh,
So we're more this side, the lower side where the lights
Where-
are on the main.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So that is like the street.
Yeah, yeah.
So I did that, and then I realized that we needed even more stuff. I had to go to Kenya. Then I was even still in my teens.
Where were you getting the money?
Information. No, like
Where were
now
you
for the
getting
first
money?
business, I had a friend, and for him, he had more money, and I was like the asset.
Oh,
So he would
yes.
get me the money, and then I would go get stuff for the shop.
Yeah,
So it was like a trust kind of thing.
yes.
I think I got to learn very early about reputation.
Yeah.
First of all, taking someone's money. So I have like that track record of like people who can give me money.
Yeah.
Sometimes when there are those who beg me to take their money, and I'm like, no, I have nothing to use that money for. Please don't give me that money.
Yeah.
So I have that thing of like, even when we are in a group, I shall be
The most trusted
called
with
out
money.
to take money, which even sometimes I find annoying of like, I have 4 lines because of that.
Really?
Yeah, I have 4 lines. I have a line that gets circle money, you're in this chibina, you're in that chibina, and it was now in my business phones.
Yeah.
I was like, no, let me get a special phone
Yeah.
for everything else and leave Kekli lines to Kekli.
Yes, yes.
So, yeah, so I worked with that friend until when now my course became a bit intense. and I didn't want to disappoint him.
What course were you taking?
I was doing IT, information technology.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, literally almost everywhere.
Yeah.
You hadn't found your footing then.
Yes.
You hadn't.
Yes. So he took back the business, got someone else to work, and I moved on. I thought I would chill at home and just do my things from home.
And be serious.
And then be serious with books. In a very short time, I wasn't serious with books because I wasn't working.
Yeah.
I needed like to now start collecting my savings, get money and get myself a shop because now I had an experience.
Yeah.
So I got my first shop at Malia's Galleria, near Radio 1. I had a small shop there. I brought my cousin on, but I have a cousin. She's called Brenda. She loves money. I love money, but she loves money. She's someone who will count coin per coin.
Yeah.
1,000. So I was like, Brenda will help me. Because in high school when we were doing shopping, some of us would run in a supermarket. Brenda would go to Chikubo and get her stuff. So she understood money.
Yeah.
So I was like, Brenda will help me because I'm extravagant.
Yeah.
I need someone to organize me.
Yeah.
So I had to bring Brenda on of like, okay, now when I go for lectures, you stay at the shop. Let us work. So we started like working. Then I also got into employment. I got into NGO and then I started like traveling. So the shop was a bit like neglected. So
It didn't
failed.
work out.
It didn't work out.
You know, I find it very interesting. I think we've been conditioned, yes, even as we grew up, we've been conditioned to have a little bit of reservation about saying I like money.
Yeah.
For someone, has someone told you that? Eh?
Yeah, it is too much that I have a son who is 6 years and sometimes he calls himself billionaire. He loves money. I have never discouraged him of like it's when he says, can I have money? All I tell him is do something for me to give you that money. So you either go sweep the house or wash my shoes, as in do something to earn it. And then he will do it and he will keep it. And to me it is a plus because they told us as, I don't know if it's an African thing,
Yes.
but loving money is a source of evil.
Yes.
You cannot, you will steal, you will cheat.
And this is why, even just within this setting, you have said it, I think, 4 times, right? So to me, what I am thinking about is, has the society been so welcoming whenever you say this, I like money, I love money? Has it been so welcoming? Because we do have these other stereotypes, the attitudes about girls that say, I like money, especially when you're young, you know? How has that worked out for you? Did someone come out and criticize you at any one time?
Yeah. Sometimes people would like come and every time you say you love money, they will put you like a gold digger. They'll start to put, but me, I don't care.
They would be so worried, actually.
I have that attitude of like, that's your problem.
Deal with it.
Deal with it. Me, I'll deal with me. Yeah. So when I say something, if you take it in your own perspective, that's not my responsibility. If I say I love money and you go start thinking, gold digging, what? That's your problem. Me, I will go and hustle and get my money. So how you think about it is completely your issue. I love money and
you work hard for it.
It is like it drives me. When you're earning and you're paid for your service, you get motivated. So most people shy away because they cannot even ask for a price because someone will judge you. So it is a big issue.
Which comes to the next part, right? And in most cases, when women start their businesses, they actually undervalue themselves. Yeah. I'm very sure you didn't. I'm very sure you didn't because one, you had been exposed to money from as early as possible. You had done it. You had been paid. You had insisted on being paid by your own friends.
Yeah.
Yes? Backstabber, that sounded. But it worked out well for you, right? So did you have those moments where even when you started a business, you undervalued yourself and maybe, you know, underquoted your service?
I don't ever remember ever underquoting because even when we had our business in Wandegea, I remember I was selling Masai shoes at 25K and some people would be like, But it's so expensive. We can go downtown and get Masai shoes of 15,000. And I'd already say that I go up to Kenya, to the Masai market, to find the best I can get out of there. So whatever you get downtown is definitely not what I have. So there are those who would understand and buy, there are those who wouldn't. You have to win some and lose some. So I would always stand my ground and say, this is 25,000. Yeah, and that really helped me.
So getting back to Kekli, yes. Now you've gotten into the NGO world, yes, and moved away. You seem to have this other in and out with business, but I'm very sure you also felt the pressure of, you know what, let me get a solid job, something, get a solid job.
Like that salary that comes in, and you know, when you're a businesswoman or a businessman, a business person, the days when you're going to pay out everything, you have to pay salaries, you have to pay rent, you have to pay bills, you have to pay suppliers, and you'll have nothing for yourself. But you keep anticipating that it will get better and I'll get something for myself. So then, where I would pay my rent. I remember my current was like 800,000. Then I'll pay my worker, I would pay for power, and then here I am without money. So I was like, now if I can get a job,
Yeah, it can help.
it can help me sustain myself as the business grows. So that's what I did, and I did it for some time, and trust me, it failed.
How much time? How much time?
That shop, I think, was like a year. You know, a year is like 10 years in business. Because when you're not earning, and okay, I would get money, but the money would go back in. And I also wanted it to grow, because I started very small. I wanted it to grow. So every time I would get money, I would like pump it in, because I needed it to grow to a certain level.
And you are still dealing with clothes and
Yes, I was dealing with clothes, shoes, jewelry. We had even a video library inside there. So it was business. You would see business coming in, but you wouldn't have any money or nothing tangible to show. So yeah, and so I got a job, and now I had school, I had a business, and I had a job. So it was like very tricky for me, and difficult and frustrating, because the business wasn't bringing in money. So I had to just walk away from the business. It was a hard decision, but I would travel, get my per diem, put it in business. You sacrifice, you sleep in bad accommodation, but you're like,
so it becomes like a sinking hole.
a sinking hole. So I would like put in so much money. So time came and I was like, you know what, this isn't working for me. Brenda, I'm out. I had to tell my cousin, I am out. It's like, okay, we close it. I think when I closed that business, I was so disappointed in myself that I even let the management of the building take my stock to the store, and I never picked anything. I was that angry. Yeah, and it was like built anger, where you're like, okay, I've wasted so much money into this thing and I'm not getting any money. Let it go. So I didn't look back at all, because I would have gotten those things and I would have put them in another place.
Yeah, or tried to sell them.
Yes, so I just gave up and didn't look back. So
let's get to this moment of frustration. Why do I sense disgust as well? There's frustration, there's disgust, though, you know, having all these monies. How was it? Was it like a very short moment?
You see, when you fail at like your first businesses, it is so hard and depressing. Right now, I can tell you a different story, because all those were lessons. The failures like led you to where you're going. But then, when I was still like hearing myself, and you find that you're in this position where you have put in all your savings, your salary, everything, and it is not coming out. It is so depressing. You get this ew moment of like, why did I even start this business? So you get so frustrated and you don't want anything to do with it, and that's what I did. I didn't want anything to do with it, so I just walked away and left.
Did you cry over it? Did you cry over it?
Yeah.
For how long?
I cried over it. I don't remember exactly, but I used to be a crybaby. I've just grown and became like tough. But I used to be so emotional. Even now I'm so emotional, but I have other ways of expressing my emotions better than tears. So I used to cry so much. So when I lost that business, I cried, and then I was like, I let it go, and I had a job. Then I had also some other part-time things I was doing. So it kind of like strengthened me. And you know how exciting it is when you, at the end of the month, you have this money and it's not going to business, it is going to your pocket. So it was like,
Relief.
it was relief for me. But you see, when you have a calling, being an entrepreneur is not for everyone. I've come to believe. Some people will be very comfortable being entrepreneurs, failing. Other people will be like, no, as long as I have my salary, I am good. So, and I can never even judge such a person because I have been in both worlds. I know how it feels
actually,
like.
to capture that feeling very well, someone said it's like having itchy feet. You know? It's like having itchy, you know, someone who has itchy feet, like they can't stay in one place.
Yeah.
Like you get this person who has been traversing, she's in the north, tomorrow she's in the south, tomorrow, the next time, then you put her in one place.
Yeah,
She's never going to really be satisfied.
yeah,
She'll always have that itchiness. So I think that is the same thing that applies.
yeah, it applies. So right after that, I went into construction. Construction was, it was like the opposite of who I am. Because I have nothing construction like.
First wait, from NGO world or from business, side business, went into
Side
construction?
business and NGO.
Now you ditched everything and
I
went
ditched everything.
As what? As construction, as...
I first ditched everything. I am that person. Sometimes I make crazy decisions.
Yeah.
So I woke up and I said, I'm done here. And then I got some projects. I remember there's a project I worked on when we went to Sudan, and we went to a place called Pagak, and the plane would come only once in a week on a Friday. So I was stuck in Pagak for a month because the plane couldn't land because of the rain. We ended up digging the airfield. That is like one thing I have on my CV no one has. I dug up. Because the plane couldn't land. We would see the plane coming and it would turn and then would fail. So now we said, guys, if we are to get out of this village, we have to make it work. So the people around gave us like advice of like, if you dig and you cover these potholes, the water, so that the plane doesn't slide. Yeah. So we we went and dug the airfield, and the plane came and we left. It was like, hallelujah.
How many people were you?
I think we were like, we had other different guys that were part of the team. I think we were like 14 people. So they just chartered a plane for us. So it was, and we needed to go to Juba. And the only way to leave Juba, the roads were bad, so we couldn't travel on road. Security and all that. So we needed a plane to go to Juba to board back to Entebbe.
Yeah, yeah.
And the plane couldn't land. We saw it twice, and the other place was a village.
Yeah.
We had generator like from evening hours.
Yeah.
They would switch on the generator, so you have like a window to be on, to check on the people at home. Hi, hi, hi.
Yes, yes.
Then to do everything when the power is on, the internet is on.
This is so interesting. We're going to take just a very short break. But from starting business, yes, in primary, charging your best friends to plait their hair, starting a business and failing, having this situation where you find yourself digging, yes, an airstrip just to get back home. Let's take a short break and we'll be right back with Asha's story on women in business.